my glass of white wine. It's not a white glass of wine. All right. You always have some band to start us off, so...
I don't know this band.
You don't know this band? No idea.
I just randomly picked a band on Spotify out of their billions and billions of songs.
Surprised it wasn't the Lumineers. It's because you want to have Shane come and sit in my spot.
I am in a desperate attempt to get Shane Z
Well,
to be on my podcast. And I don't think... I know he wants to be on it because he texted me, when are we going to do a podcast? But I don't know if he...
I think he does. He's a genuine person.
I think he does too.
And he wants to be in this spot where I'm sitting, talking with you. Because it's fun.
We have a lot of stories, Shane and I.
I know. And I don't want to... I feel like I took over the last one. So the first big story I heard with you and Shane, where like my memories start with Shane, is your trip down to Austin, Texas in a van.
That's where our friendship started.
Well, that's what I remember.
Well, don't ruin it for everybody and tell the story.
I was leading you into telling the story.
I'm not going to tell the story if I'm trying to get Shane Z on Birds, Bands, and Banters to tell those stories.
So there's an amazing story that I'm not going to tell because we need Shane to come.
Yes. So don't mention my mom's minivan.
I think at the banter part. And we're trying to...
Well, it's nighttime, so my bird cam is completely blocked out. So if I were to put my...
Yeah.
my
We're
bird
both in our
cam up-
jammies, too. I want you to acknowledge Scotty's cute little jammy jams. Can you stand up and give him like the bottom half? Because it's a full set, people. My set don't match. His set matches.
I have, like, soup stains and...
Yeah, we're parents.
And terrible things. Why would I show...
No, just the fact that you have, like, a matching set.
But look, there's, like, stain... I don't want to show this. I already
You
did.
just did.
This is terrible. Why would you do that to me?
Well, now the world knows
All right, I'm
the
gonna...
amazing pajamas of Scotty V.
Where's Foco Blue Jays? We need a bird cam on there to see. I did not create that drama.
Okay. Tell me what happened.
Hold on, let's listen. I want to see if this picks up through the mic. If I knew. You know, this song is tied in with rock and roll history, and most people don't know that story.
This is called Deflecting Everybody. He's very good at it.
Do you want to know why this song, If I'd Known You Were Coming, I'd Baked You a Cake, is tied to the rise of rock and roll?
Do tell.
No.
But he could tell you. Yeah, you could say.
Maybe I want a co-host who is interested in my stories. I want a co-host who is interested in my old-time rock and roll stories.
Are you firing me already?
No, I can't fire you. Everyone likes you more than me on the show.
That's not true because
Everyone
nobody likes us at all now.
Everyone who has seen the show say that you're better than me.
That's not true.
You're the reason. You not only have a great voice for podcasting, you have a great face for podcasting.
It's like saying you have a great face for radio.
No.
That's terrible.
But we're not.
Terrible.
Our podcasts have cameras aimed directly at our faces.
Okay. Scott, it's more about our banter and the way that we communicate, which I feel...
How do we communicate, Annie?
I feel...
It's a great episode.
It is. I feel like we... Okay, this is genuine. I feel like we communicate very well in a humorous way. That's one thing I always say is like, Scott, you make me laugh every single day. And that's true. Every single day. Doesn't matter if we fight or not. Like, you make me laugh and happy. You make me happy every single day.
I love you more now than I did yesterday.
You say that a lot.
Well, I say it every day.
You say
Is that what makes you laugh every day?
that you...
Didn't think about that, did you?
No, but if you say it every day, the
Yeah.
same thing, it loses its meaning. So you don't say it every day, but I appreciate it when you do say it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not trying to get into like what we got into last night. I was not.
We
Well,
can
that's
we can have a show about our fights.
Maybe that's good how we settle our fights because we get upset at each other, and then we forgive and communicate and move on. I think that's a good thing to do.
It's a great thing to do. This is another Shane Wire Faces song.
Yeah, this episode started with like, we're gonna get Shane on here. Let's get Shane.
This is a song called Party Hat. He literally wrote a song called Party Hat.
I feel like I want to make my own party hat. We're like totally going off what we were talking about before. Moving on.
Do you want to move on from Shane Zweigart?
No, from whatever we were talking about before. It wasn't our fight. It was just an ideal Valentine's for you. Is what my original question was.
Probably Wire Faces playing me songs.
So what I love about Shane, going back to Shane, and even your sister, like who took drum lessons from him.
Yeah.
Just how talented do you have to be in order to be like the lead singer and a drummer? Like you're keeping everybody in line,
and
you're the fucking lead singer of your band.
And he stands up when he drums.
Oh my god! And he
has
that wild curly hair and he flops it everywhere. It's so hot.
It's good.
Shane. It's hot.
You were saying the same thing about Sean Kennedy.
I said Sean Kennedy has a beautiful voice.
But you said it in a way that and now you're talking about Shane and his long curly hair. Do you like frontmen with like long? Because Sean
Okay.
Kennedy has long curly hair.
I'm gonna share something with you.
Oh shit!
Lead singers of bands are hot. Lead guitarists of bands are hot. Bass players of bands are hot. The drummers of bands are hot. I feel like if you're on a stage and you're playing music that you love, and I'm watching you do something that you love and perform for us, then you're hot. And I appreciate it.
This is that's one I like that. That's hot.
It's hot.
This is another guy that's going to be on my podcast someday. This guy's Tommy Metz. I met Tommy the year I brought Wire Faces to Austin for the first time.
I've met Tommy a couple times, but I don't think he knows who I am.
He has this voice that'll just make you fucking cry every time. He has another song that's not on.
I probably met him at Sean's wedding.
Sean? No, Tommy Metz wasn't with Sean.
Oh,
This is
then I
with
think it's somebody else then.
Tommy Metz is more of a Shane Zweigart and Ian friend from high school.
All right, tell me more.
He does these electronic beats, and he sings over with this like falsetto. But his songs remind me of like lullabies that you could dance to. This song's not the good one because I like Comfortable Feeling.
But I'm looking at you like I'm just wondering.
Why do you like this music?
No, not at all. I'm wondering where this came from because I haven't heard it before.
All right, here you
I
go.
thought it was something else.
This is my favorite one. And there's absolutely no birds on the bird cam. Again.
We're also podcasting at about
Well, that's not from
8 o'clock.
I'm just going to turn off the bird cam because there is.
Well, it's 8 o'clock in February. There's no birds outside. It's not even light outside right now. That's at 9 this morning.
This is a song about being a kid. So just listen to his sweet little lyrics.
Calm down, and we'll go even further. Come around, and we'll find something better. Don't worry now, 'cause it will all come together. We will throw down, with something even stronger. Play in a silent street. We resonate.
This song makes me cry every time I hear
How
it.
have I not heard this
Don't
before?
forget the mind.
Have you been keeping this from me?
Don't forget the mind state of a kid state.
And somehow
nice, isn't it?
So remember to try and
His
find
voice is beautiful.
Isn't it? And he is so self-conscious about his voice. He is just this amazing.
Why do you say he's self-conscious about his voice? Has he talked about that?
I think I got that from him when
Right.
just watching him perform and watching his reluctance to perform sometimes. Maybe not. Maybe he has a confidence to it. I've always thought that he believed in his ability to create beats and the music behind his voice, because it's all created by him. I think he has more of a confidence in that than he does in his own voice, particularly live performances, because I think he definitely works his voice through modulators and things like that, and he's got the intimacy of a studio, but in live he's often down and like not really looking at the crowd. And I've seen him with a kick drum, but like he just hits the play button, plays with a kick drum sometimes, and he kind of just rocks back and forth and sings, and I think it's beautiful. I cry both when I listen to it on my headphones when I see him perform it live, and I've been next to people that are like, "Who is this guy? This is terrible." And I'm like streaming tears. I'm going, "You get out of here! Tommy Metz is a god amongst us."
Where
And
did you hear or see him play live?
First time,
Yeah.
Austin, Texas, when I had wire faces, when I drove them down on my mom's minivan at South by Southwest.
That long? That
That-
was a long time ago.
Yeah, and he had a record label in Denver, and they had a showcase in Austin, Texas, and I went to it and I saw him perform. And Shane and Ian and Manoush all know him very well. I think Shane and Ian went to high school together, and they're like, "Yeah, this is our buddy from high school." And I was like, "This is amazing!" And I got the CD, and I hung out with him a lot that weekend. And then on the 17-hour drive back, I was driving because Manoush was so high. He wouldn't do a driving shift, and it was just me and Shane Zweigart in the two front seats, and we listened to this during the snowstorm, and it was
And you
just
bonded for life.
yeah. And I listened to Tommy Metz over and over again, and then
Just like Taryn and Violet in Fourth Flame.
and then like he would play in town, and I'd see
Same.
it was just I saw him at Road 34, I saw him at Hody's, I saw him a whole bunch of different places, and he's a great, amazing. He's like he's one of the kindest, most amazing people you ever meet, Tommy Metz.
So
And
what did
and
you-
every time I see him, I freak out. I'm like, Tommy Metz is here, and he's just this really cool guy.
Okay, so the first time you've heard him was in Austin, Texas. The first time you went with Shane.
Yeah, but he's from here.
Okay, but that was like 13 years ago.
It's longer than that. It was like 15 years ago.
Okay, because that was the year that
You-
we bought Juniper.
You bought a cat.
Yeah, because Scotty decided to. He's like, I'm driving with some friends down to Austin, Texas. It's a 16-hour drive, 17-hour drive.
And we were just gonna be. And I was married, had a kid, and I was like, I'm going to Austin, Texas
You did-
for.
Yeah.
For-
well,
We
yeah.
were married. We'd been married 1 year.
Yeah.
Because it was 2009. No, it was 2010.
Yep.
So 2
So
years.
this is back when I went to the mall. When there was still a mall. We still have a mall now, but
But they still had pet stores in the mall.
yeah. So there was a pet store, and they were selling Siamese cats. And I remember texting Scott like, "I'm coming home with a cat." And he was in Austin, Texas, and he was. I feel like our banter, the way that we communicate is we go on tangents a lot. So we're on a good riff, and then we break off onto these.
We
other
just had
things.
several riffs. So there's a Tommy riff, there's a Shane riff, there's a Manoush riff, there's the cat riff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's bring an end to this amazing episode. I think this is good.
Sure.
I'm going to be sending this video to Shane Zweigart and probably Tommy Metz, who I haven't texted in a long time. I'm
And
going
I'm
to say
pretty sure
you are
Manoush.
no.
gonna see this.
And I'm so
And
sad that I haven't
love
really
you,
been talking.
Manoush.
I haven't been talking about Ian. Ian is a major part of Wire Faces and Echo. And I have completely thrown those two under the bus. Ian is the guitar player, founding member, just absolutely rips it. And Echo was a multi-instrumentalist, but mostly saxophone, keyboards.
But to be fair,
Echo's girlfriend is the one who tried to get me kicked out of
I know.
my own music festival.
I know.
Get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here. Who, the
But-
founder of the festival we're at? No, we're not kicking him out. We're kicking you out. That was one
was-
of the coolest things.
That was really funny.
That's a story I'm going to tell with Shane Zweigart.
So let's get Shane Zweigart in here. Shane Zweigart, it's up to you, man.
And maybe Tommy
Cheers.
Metz. Cheers. Love you.
And Tommy Metz.
I love you.
I love you too.
All
Fuck Valentine's Day.
right. Dummy Mets.
Bring that big smile that seems to stay.